Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for the 22nd of May, 1994. We continue to run through the Wrestling Challenge Series, which is a much lighter series in 94 than it is in previous years. Sparky Plug and 123 Kid defeating Kwang and Adam Bomb when Kwang is pinned after Bomb began arguing with him. Obviously, Sparky Plug is Bob Holly, and they kind of tease a little bit of dissension between them anyway. And the match with Kwang the previous week by 123 Kid led to this tag match indirectly. Certainly, Kwang and 123 Kid and Bob Holly do make an interesting team. Holly comes up with a really basic armbar, stays on Kwang for a couple of minutes. Super basic, nothing happening match really. But Holly, gets taken down. Adam Bomb with a couple of power moves here tries to get Kwang and he on the same page. Bob Holly takes a couple of shots, and then we see Bob Holly and the 123 Kid working together. The heels go crashing together. But before that, there's a couple of martial arts shots by Kwang. Kwang, certainly the more, I guess you'd say, the more seasoned of the veterans. But the miscommunication between Adam Bomb and Kwang leads to Harvey Whippleman being upset and Adam Bomb walking away, leaving, and ultimately deserting his tag team partner. At least that's what it appears on the outside. There is a live event house show match. They call it the D-Day Challenge. They're basically trying to get people hyped up for the return of Randy Savage to house shows, among other things. And again, kind of getting there. Tatanka comes in. Tatanka's still a babyface here in May of this year. Of course, turning right before SummerSlam, same year. And he is obviously in there with an enhancement talent. Tatanka really kind of flat at the time, so turning him makes sense. Barry Horowitz is his opponent for the day. Punch kick, very basic chops, and ultimately the Samoan drop. Tatanka kind of falling flat. Really, after he lost to Ludwig Borga, which looking back was not the best move for his career, he kind of lost some balance, and then he gains a bunch of weight when he turns heel and out by 96. I mean, he gets a good run, 91 to 95 ish. I think the last actual date is the Royal Rumble 1996, but certainly you can see a definite drop off by the time he turns heel here. And then we go to continuation of more basic matches, as it were. The highlights of Yokozuna and Earthquake, which in the sumo style match, which is basically what I can imagine Earthquake was brought back for. Yoko still hasn't quite gotten so out of shape that he can't compete, but Crush going pretty well off kilter and starting to kind of talk about still wanting to get his hands on Randy Savage, at least as it relates to a house show match, as it were. Also, he ends up teaming with Yokozuna at the King of the Ring in a little bit here. Mabel in a, I believe, singles match here, leading to that, and the enhancement talents get shoved to the outside. Mabel defeating Corey Stewart, shoved to the outside. Mabel basically being shown for his power. Oscar's still around. Mo has been injured for a good bit of time, gone for several months before he comes back in the managerial role, certainly by King, the King of the Ring 95. Sure, he's back before then, but the Sermo character really doesn't get over nearly as much as Mo the Wrestler does, and big leg drop by Mabel, and then the spin wheel kick, and then the victory for Mabel, as it were. There, $1 Million Man out next. $1 Million Man trying to get his man, which in this case happens to be I guess, down on his luck, Nikolai Volkov, in an enhancement match here. Volkov has the Property of $1 Million Man and the sent sign on his tights, indicating basically he's not his own person anymore. He does fire back, but being down in his luck takes him a minute. Big body slam and a couple of backbreakers by the down in his luck Nikolai Volkov, defeating Phil Apollo. Then we move to the next in the match series, which happens to be Scott Taylor, who obviously later becomes Scotty 2 Hottie, winning a tag team or a singles match, or losing a singles match against Owen Hart. What threw me off there was that Yokozuna and Crush will face the Head Shrinkers at the King of the Ring. Yoko not really able to go terribly long in matches. Bret Hart and Diesel with their respective seconds, the British Bulldog and Jim Neidhart and Owen Hart eventually coming into things. Bret Hart talking about Diesel, Diesel is there. They are also hyping the Jerry Lawler and Roddy Piper match. IRS, Mabel, and Razor Ramon have all qualified for the King of the Ring. King of the Ring tournament, of course, won by Owen Hart, and they kind of show Sparky Plug from Raw getting clobbered by Bam Bam Bigelow. Bigelow moving his way into the tournament as well, one would believe, and obviously this is on Father's Day, so kind of an extra push. Buy something for Dad. I don't know that Dad would like 1994 WWF. I don't imagine Dad is mentally sane if he does. But certainly with being a kid's product, and Owen Hart and Scott Taylor, decent enough squash match. Hart manages to pull his opponent down, gets the sharpshooter on. The referee stops the match, and Owen is victorious. We then will go to the next in the series. We'll be back with more right after this.